Hey, it's Sam, welcome back, or welcome to my YouTube channel. Either way, it's good to see you here for another video. So today's video, I'm going to be reacting to a couple of Reddit posts, which are Am I the Drama? Neighbour edition. At the end of each story, I will then give my decision based on how I felt the outcome could be on whether OP is the drama, OP isn't the drama, or I'm just undecided. So, let's get reading. So the first one we're going to read is, am I the drama for not inviting someone to the community block party since people don't like her? And when she asked why, I told her because she's considered jerk by the neighbours. I live in a little neighbourhood, a lot of kids and grandmas. The community is pretty nice besides one person. A new woman moved in by the hill in the fall. She's right next to the park where people hang out. The problem is she is mental about her property. She has a very big area and there is no line from the park to where her property is. If your ball goes over, she will come out to tell you to get off her property. The kids' school bus is right there and like 40 kids get on in the morning. They all don't fit on the sidewalk and will stand in the grass. She put sprinklers and soaked all the kids before school. They were not messing things up. In the winter, she yelled at one group of kids for having a snowball fight and they went over the line. It has happened so many times and it has happened when people were still technically in the park. I wish she would just put up a fence since it would actually show where it begins. So basically, no one in the neighbourhood is fond of her. The kids don't like her, the parents don't, and even the old ladies find her to be destroying the peace. We are supposed to have a block party in about 2 weeks and I organise it. This year, I got a petition to not include her. I almost moved it so it would be on the other side of the park so no one would be anywhere near her property. I sent out invites to all the homes besides hers. She came up to me and asked why she didn't get an invite. I told her because the neighbourhood finds her to be a jerk. She called me a jerk and I am morally conflicted. This comes out of the neighbours' pockets, not her or city funding. So what I'm gathering is people around the park, but she has a problem with people being on her property. By the sounds of it, her property doesn't have a fence. I would say if she put a fence on her property, like as to where that definite border is between her property and the park, people still went on her property, then yes, she's not a jerk. But because this woman hasn't put a fence to differentiate the difference between where her property ends and where the park ends, and people are just there, then she's the jerk. Because if she was that bothered by it, put up a fence. So I'm going to say that OP is not the drama. Anyway, let's get reading on to the next one. It says, am I the drama for telling new neighbours exactly what we were going to do and then doing it? No. What is this even a Reddit post? You did something that you told them you were going to do. Boo-hoo to them. We inherited a house and land when my father-in-law died. It's a nice house on 2 acres in the country. No HOA. No neighbourhood, just a neighbour to one side and to the back. Everyone else was further away. We decided we would take the opportunity to use the land, put a couple of tiny houses on it for our kids and set them up. We brought this up multiple times with pretty much everyone who would listen. We discussed legality, viability, all repercussions, everything. We told everyone our dreams of a homestead, of a semi-village where our children lived here on the land with us. The back neighbour said we wouldn't be able to install a septic, but they were wrong. The side neighbour said property values might go down, but they weren't planning on selling, so it wouldn't matter. This is a place in rural Arkansas where people have cattle, horses, goats, chickens, ducks, emus, multiple buildings on their property, including one person about a quarter mile away who has an RV set up for living in. People have dog runs and broke down vehicles and tractors and barns and all sorts of stuff. The property in front of us has an old industrial scale chicken factory. Can't be seen from the road. Today, the guy behind us was using an auger, I don't know. And I walked over and joked, "Are you digging for gold?" And he went off on me about how he is installing a shield because our dogs keep going over there and pooping on his land. And he doesn't appreciate the eyesore of our buildings and how we are bringing property values down. However, he has no fences to keep other dogs out, and the people behind him have two very large, very hyper retrievers who regularly walk all over his land, leaving huge piles, and on my land too, so it isn't uncommon for free-range dogs in this area. I make it a point to keep our dogs inside as much as possible, or on leads, or in the fences we have been able to put up. I explained that we are trying to help our kids because life is hard nowadays, and he mentioned something about, "Did you ask anyone for permission to put up buildings?" Then he goes on to say that one of the other guys behind him has to mow because you won't, referring to land that isn't ours to mow, which confused me. Our land has weeds which come almost to the knee, but we are allowing to grow a bit because there's flowers, and we are trying to allow the beehive to gather more locally, and the weeds are pretty spare, just a little tall. I mentioned that we are working on putting up a fence but trying to figure out what would be best. I told him I'd hoped that if he had a problem with something, that he would have said something to us sooner. He said everyone is mad. The neighbours beside us, his neighbours behind him, people in town, everyone. That was a lot. So basically, they asked permission to put up these houses so they could support their own kids, because I'm guessing that his kids are a little bit older and are of that age that they're wanting to move out. I'm gonna have to read a comment for this one because my brain is like insert explosion noises there. The top comment says, "Not the drama. I wouldn't listen to him speak for other people. You've talked with your other neighbours and no one has expressed any upset until now. You don't need permission from your neighbours to build on your land. Despite this, you did let everyone know beforehand and no one said anything negative. So that's on them. I will say that if your neighbour is upset about your dogs, make sure they stay in your yard. He doesn't care about the other neighbours' dogs because he's not upset with them. He's upset with you, so it's just best to make sure you keep your dogs safe on your property." Oh, I forgot about the dogs. Yeah, just make sure they're on your property and that happens, that just carry on building. It's not, you're not the problem here. It's this one particular neighbour who's probably told you a lie that everyone else is upset with the fact that you're building on your own land. You've done the polite thing of just letting people know. He's being rude. He is the drama. So in this scenario, I'm going to say that OP is not the drama. So friends, if you've enjoyed my video today, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell down below. And if you want to, drop us a comment on your opinions on this, because I'm all up for admitting that I might have said something wrong or misinterpreted something. So I'd be happy to read your comments about this. I post on a Saturday and a Wednesday with my main videos, but then on the other days of the week, I post a short. So there will always be something on YouTube for you to watch. But if you want to head over to my TikTok channel, which is also Stride with Sam, I'll leave the link down below in the description. I post a TikTok every day on there, and it's slightly different content to what's on here. It's more the creative side. So recently I've done a lot of Lego sets, so that's on there. Or I decorated this. I've not finished it yet, but when I do finish it, I will record that as well. So I've done this. That's on there if you want to see how I decorated this. Keep striding, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!